Welcome to this week's episode of the Compliance Digest, presenting topics on all things compliance related. My name is Alex Krenke, and with me this week again is Jennifer Greene. Jenny, welcome.
Thanks, Alex.
Now, typically we don't try to have the same guest 2 weeks in a row. However, we did have another CFP update in the news that we wanted to report on, so that's why Jenny's back as our resident CFP expert. So, Jenny, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Alex.
We'll just get started by talking over the CFP Board's recent endorsement from the NAPFA, as well as the impact that'll have on the investors and then the NAPFA members. And then we'll move on and talk about a new change that we'll not be going through for the continuing education requirements from the CFP Board as well. Let's just get started. Let's talk about the impact that it's going to have on the current NAPFA members.
So, what's interesting is that the National Association of Professional Financial Advisors, the majority of them have the CFP designation already. Any member that they've gained since 2010 has had that designation, so I don't really see it as an impact on members.
Okay, so no impact on the NAPFA members. When we're looking at the investors out there or the public, what do we expect the impact to be on them?
You know, the public knows the CFP designation, but may not even know who the National Association of Professional Financial Advisors are. So, they look to the CFP designation as that accreditation of their financial advisor. I really don't see an impact on the investors out there.
I think that brings up a good point, is that the industry's sort of always had this standard for what a financial planner is, a three-letter acronym, much like the medical industry and the legal industry, those have that similar characteristic. So when we're looking for somebody who's a financial planner, in the past we really haven't had that one acronym that will signify that you're certified, that you're capable of doing this. So it may actually be a good step forward for those people.
And I think the CFP designation is, with the acknowledgement from the NAPFA, has become that gold standard. I think it always kind of has as that overarching designation, because as you get more specific into the product lines you carry, there's separate designations. I think that will just continue.
Mm-hmm. So if this isn't going to impact the NAPFA members and this won't impact investors, why are we talking about it? What's the controversy here?
It really leads to all the news that happened before this came out. So Alan Goldfarb, as you know, Alex, has been in the news for violating the ethics requirement from the CFP Board. So that has been in the news very recently, as of last month, and now National Association of Professional Financial Advisors is saying that that's the gold standard for them. So is this kind of interesting timing, or have they been talking about it for a long time? I don't think a lot of people know those details. Maybe they will come out in the future. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really where this is newsworthy.
Yeah, it just seems like it's a case of bad timing.
Yes.
So another way that the CFP Board is making the news is they recently had been talking about making changes to their CE requirements. There was a proposal earlier on this month that there was going to be a change, but that didn't go through. So what happened?
They had proposed earlier this year that they were going to have 40 hours instead of 30 hours every 2 years required for continuing education, as well as an increase in the amount of hours for their ethics requirement from 2 hours to 4 hours. They got tremendous feedback from their audience saying that no, we don't want this to happen, and basically they've scrapped it, which is interesting that they decided to go down that route to scrap it after feedback like that. They may change the ethics requirement. They typically do change the ethics requirement. I'm not sure where it'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. So no change for the CE credits for now, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily a closed case.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that'll actually cover it for this week's episode on the CFP update and the update from the NAPFA. Jenny, I want to again thank you for joining us today and presenting this topic on the CFP Board and the update from NAPFA.
Thank you, Alex.
We really appreciate it.